Okay. So I'm in the washer. As if Audrey doesn't do that, right? And I'm doing these raisins. It's like 9:45 at night. October 10th, 2022. And I was working hardcore in the yard today. I'm working in the big pond. So I'm moving boulders like this. Picking up rocks like this. I even carried a 5-gallon pail bucket full of dirt. But I'm just winterizing it and trying to empty out baskets, and I have baskets full of rocks, people, from years ago. And I'm out there, right? And I'm doing this. And I'm like, there's a part of me that's trying not to get mad. Because it's kind of cool, right? You know? It's like art. Only it's a different kind of art. And, but I did it out of necessity. More than anything, because when I moved in, it was nothing but sand. This whole half was all sand. And gravel rocks, 2 different sizes. Some were small, and some were, well, 3 actually. Some were small, some were medium, and some were big. Of gravel rocks under the sand. I guess they were maybe thinking to put in a driveway, but they didn't. It was terrible, people. Whole half the yard. I didn't know what to do with it. Right? So for sure, I decided to put in a small pond. That was a given. And then just put in walkways with cement, because that's all I could afford in terms of going to the different properties that were being torn down in the neighborhood, and then they bust up the foundation or the walkways or whatever, and I would pick up those cement broken up blocks and bring them home and then piece them together like a mosaic kind of walkway that had no rhyme or reason to it because nothing was uniform. Okay? And then, when I got it almost done, well, I did get it done in terms of the walkway, they ended up tearing up 3/4 of the yard, people. 3/4 of what I did was torn up. Because of that mainline pipe that was broken, that got broken by the plumber. So he says. And I'm still working on it. I had to lay down all the walkway again, except for one little strip. Other than that, everything had to be laid down again. And because they, you know, had a big, what do you would call those things, backhoes or something. You know, I said, well, since you're there, I don't know what I'm going to do with that spot. Just dig me out a hole and that will be the big pond. Well, it's getting close. But how many years has that been? Did it happen in 2014 or was it it happened when John was with me, I think. When Uncle John was at home. I think it was 2014. Yeah, and then they had me out there in 2016 with that whip on my back because I couldn't get to it fast enough to clean up the mess that they made, basically. So I did it twice. But then I kind of had to rip it up again between the rabbit hutch and the house because I was laying down electrical wiring. So I had to protect the wiring in tubing and bury part of it under the ground. So I had to lift up some of those bricks, and then I relaid them again. But anyway, I'm winterizing it right now so that weeds don't come in the spring, and maybe by spring that's when I'll put the lining in, and it's plumbing in terms of the pump and a filter and lighting, that kind of. I'm setting up the lights because I have my neighbor gave me something for lights, so I'll see if I can get those set up. It depends. But right now I'm just. You think I was drunk out there today? I'll show you. I was going to turn on the camera in the morning and show you. I was going to crack a joke and say I must have got drunk last night. Look at the big mess I left. Right? My son came outside because he had to move something for me because there was just a few things that I just couldn't move. I mean, I could, but it wasn't, it was too much, right? You see me bumbling around out there. I have still pretty good footing, considering all things said. And my reflexes aren't too bad when I bump into things, except for my blind eye, right? But I turned on the camera because of these raisins. I'm like amazed with them. Like, as I'm breaking them up. They're taking a long time. Okay? You know? It's like, oh my God, you don't know. It's so good. If you wanted to quit smoking, which I should, carry a bag of these with you. And instead of sucking on candy, quote unquote, or mint or whatever, you could just take one of these and go on your merry way. And they're amazing. No regrets. I'm going to do it again. Only I'm going to try a different raisin, but they're a little more expensive. But once you have them, and if you preserve them this way, they're amazing. So much so, it made me want to turn on the camera and tell you. So you'll be eager to do it for yourself. Because it's worth it. It really is. Taking a long time though, but I turned down the heat a little bit. I'm not at 135. Oh, at least I don't think so. Maybe 130. I'm taking a long time. Plus I put a lot on, right? Because I have that box, eh? So, a few more days. And then you'll be seeing them in a jar. And then you let them sit in it like that. And you shake the jar around for about a week or so. So that for the ones that didn't dry on the inside can breathe. And then of course you'll have to check them before you finally put them away for long term, because you'll get that one or two in there that just for whatever reason didn't dehydrate very well. And you don't want that in the jar, right? So yeah, I'm like, oh, and Amari is being finicky with food these days. Tisha's got Amari, right? She get all stressed out. He's not eating. He hasn't eaten since he's been here. Because I warned her, right? That he's being finicky. But he started showing that a while back. But over the last couple of weeks, he's been getting 2-3 weeks. I think I told Tisha, there's several reasons why he could be doing this. And there's only a certain way that he's willing to take food in terms of preparation with that consistency, which is almost a pureed state now. He doesn't like anything with, like, you know, if you mash a potato or you mash an egg, you know, before I could get him to eat it right. But now he wants it. So it's like whatever. So I tried to tell this to Tisha. Right? But with these drinks, you know, I've been giving them to him, and he seems to be digesting them better. So I think it's either filling him up, and it's, you know, he's satisfied with that, and or, well, it's that, because, you know, he takes them eagerly, right? You know, he's eager to take them. But the thing is, I reminded Tisha that he's not lethargic. He's quite the opposite. He moves around all day long, kicking his feet, moving, twisting himself around, sometimes sitting up, right? Wailing his arms, throwing things around, right? Wiggling, giggling, laughing, singing, just whatever, being a Mari. So he uses a lot of energy, but he's, you know, I just said maybe he's just not in a growing spurt right now, right? You know, children, they get finicky sometimes, and or whatever, or maybe it's his medicine, because, you know, this started after the increase in the medication, because I had to increase the dose. Yeah. It went from 1.7 to 3.4, which is big. Right, so it's probably a combination of a lot of things. The point is, you know, I had to talk her through it, right? Well, you need, if he's eating yogurt for you, then, you know, that little machine that I gave you, puree the carrot and puree the potato, you know, and then put it in a pot and warm it up a little bit with some butter, you know, get that 1 tablespoon of butter in there for the calories, and put it on the side of the plate, and put your yogurt on this side, and then, you know, start off with 3/4 yogurt with 1/4 of the potato and the carrot and the butter, and mix, and kind of, you know, and then feed, and then you can go half and half, and then at some point you can probably even give them a whole spoon of the, I mean, like, it's like little mind games with Amari right now. She's all panicky. I'm like, don't panic. Love Amari for Amari. You know, he's not a perfect child, right? You know, so, but it gets, oh, gotta have that heart of steel. Seriously. I don't know. There's so much uncertainty around his life. You know? He got so shortchanged. So. But these raisins, oh my God. Yeah. Definitely going to do this again. It's worth the investment. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So I figured I'd show you how I do my eyes. I gotta do them after this. I'm only doing them once a day right now because I'm working too hard outside. Right? And I'm using those drops in the afternoon, so I'm spacing them. But this stuff that my landlords gave me, oh boy, oh boy. Right? Still pretty cloudy for me, so I don't know. I might be like this forever now. So, you know, you have to see, just, that's keep me company, right? And then after this, I'll do my eyes, and then that will be the end of the video until tomorrow. And I'll show you what I've done and what I'm doing. Yeah. And then, but after this, after I get these done, I'll do my eyes. And then I'm just going to go make myself a couple of sardine sandwiches with onions. Yeah. When I work outside, that's what I do. Yeah. I pack on the onions. Mayonnaise and sardines. Some butter on the bread. A bunch of onions, and I just wolf them down with a glass of milk. And then I go to sleep. And then I get up and mope around for a while, depending on what time I get up. If I go to sleep too early, I'll get up at like 4 in the morning, and that's by the time 9 o'clock comes, I'm already getting tired. So, yesterday I worked outside, really hard. I was working on the small pond and whatnot, right? And the kids weren't here, right? So I came in, had a bath, pretty much just made myself a couple, no, Marcane fed me yesterday. I think turkey, no, ham. I don't remember. Yeah, ham. He gave me ham dinner because of Thanksgiving. It was the day before. Tisha had taken Amari and Andre, so after I was done with the yard, that was Saturday, because today's Monday. I came inside, had a bath. I think I did my eyes. And then made my 2 sardine sandwiches. Yeah. Made my 2 sardine sandwiches with my glass of milk. I said, fuck it. I'll go lay down. That was, I don't know, maybe 10 o'clock, something like that. By the time I was done doing everything, I laid on the couch with something playing in the background on the computer, and I slept until 4. And I got up. And I was so ready to go outside, but it was too dark. I couldn't work outside at 4, 5, 6 in the morning. But I had all that energy. I just wanted to get back out there and just get on with it, because, I'm just tired of this shit, man. Like, you don't know. I feel so set up with this yard, right? So set up, people. But on the other hand, I know once it's done, it's going to be so nice. So, for the most part, it's not going to be perfect, but for the most part, it's better than it ever could have been. So, that's what keeps me going, right? Other people will be able to enjoy it. I'm doing it for my grandkids, right? From a little Leia May, so she can go feed the fish, right? And Kyrie, right? Even Andre and Amari, right? I did say Amari's going to feed fish one day. So, okay. Yeah. And then, I don't know, I'm waiting. Opening up the door, it's cold. I said, to hell with it, don't kill yourself over this shit. Just go down and rest, because by this time it's like 9:30, and I'm like, you've been up since 4, and you're already exhausted. Just go lay down and rest for a little while, and then go outside. Because you have to remember, I'm not used to having the kids not around me, right? So I have freedom. And I'm like, it would be great if I could just lay around and sleep all day. Sleep. But I woke up at 10 to 11, quarter to 11 or something like that. I was outside. And when I came in almost at 7, as soon as it gets dark. Can't see no more, right? So that's what I mean by I have to be careful when I fall asleep, because, but sometimes it's not, I don't even have a choice. I'm so tired because I work so hard, man. You don't know. No, it doesn't take much for me to fall asleep sometimes these days. Alright. So, yeah, I'm going to get up tomorrow and get right back at it. And then I guess I'm going to be looking after a couple of children. Yeah. For a couple, 2-3 hours. Oh, I'll get down and dirty in the dirt. And then I'll be babysitting. I don't think it's going to be too long, because by tomorrow, with everything that I've been doing, and when you see it, you'll understand what I mean. It will be amazing if I can stay awake for any length of time after 7 o'clock. Yeah. I told Tisha to keep the kids right now. Just let me do what I gotta do, because, you know, I'm not really doing what the city, quote unquote, wants me to do. Yet. So I just figured I'd get a handle on it first, right? Because that was the bigger problem in terms of intensive labor, right? It requires really intensive labor in order to move things around. Alright. So I'm really in the zone for it right now. Only because I want to get it done. Yeah. I've been wanting to get it done for a long time, but the government's stressing out the general population and making us paranoid and making us think that we have to hoard food just in order to be able to protect ourselves from a failing economy, right? And I'm not going to get all, you know, oh, well, woe is me, and oh, my family, oh, woe is them, and you know what I'm saying. Did a lot of food prep. More so if things weren't going so south with our governance with our governance, because it's sure in hell not very prosperous, that's for sure. And it doesn't seem to be that reliable or dependable. For a lot of people. So that kind of put me back, because I did a lot of this stuff, right? I could have been in the yard, but that yard gets cumbersome. So. Alright, there's only so many hours in a day. So you see how long this takes? So I don't know what you're going to do to amuse yourself. But you have to do this. I figured 2 or 3 more times of doing this. Each time it gets easier, because they're getting to the point where they're not really sticking together. Some are, but not all of them. A lot of them, most of them are not. I'm just going through trying to break up the ones that are still quite gooey, that are stuck together. And there's not that many of them. So. Can't stop eating them. They're so good. Now, mind you, I'm hungry. But still. Like, you could ward off hunger with these things. just by nibbling on them. If you were hungry, you know. They're like a toffee, but not toffee, right? That's why I said taffy. They have the consistency of a taffy right now. A chewy kind. But every time you chew, a burst of flavor comes out. Yeah. How many more trays? Oh. See, I'm getting tired. I get dizzy. Right. Oh, and then I get itchy. Because my hair is flying around. Yeah. You have to flip them around. Right. Your dehydrator will dry more on one end than the other, so you have to flip them around as best as you can. Alright. I'd really like to have these in saltine done this way. That's for another day. Oh boy. I'll do my eyes. Have a couple sandwiches. Glass of milk. Go to sleep. I'm hoping to be outside by at least 10. I'd like to go out earlier, but it's really chilly. And I don't want to burn energy just to try and stay warm. Right? I need the energy to move things around. I was in that shed. Matilda made such a mess. My neighbor too was talking to my neighbor. She was telling me raccoons got into her shed and tore up a whole bunch of stuff. Now, this is on a different kind of tray. That's why it sounds like that. That's one with no holes in it. And clearly you can hear these raisins are getting crispy. So I flip them around each time I do this. So this tray that's on the bottom will now go on top. Because it's the last tray that I'm dealing with. And I don't know, I got 11 trays on here, I think. It's heavy. Apparently you can do 30 trays on these. I can't imagine doing 30 trays, but it says that you can. American Harvest. It works okay. I don't have a lot of space. So. Okay. So you see, all day long I've been lifting shit. And I'm still doing it. And I tell myself, it's just life. Get over it. Right? And I'm like, yeah, okay. Oh boy, here we go. getting stiff. It's funny, when you're out there working, moving fast, lifting, struggling, pulling, whatever it is, you don't feel a thing. Oh. But when you slow down and you gotta come back and do something like this again, oh, do you ever feel it? But like I said, it's worth it. How many trays? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 12 trays. Okay, so I'm going to get that eye drop. You're going to see now. So this is what I figure. Because I don't cry. I really don't. Oh, sure, I get a few tears coming down. I'm talking about cry. Right? A good cry. I fight back tears. I fight back tears. Right? I don't let them come out. Freely, that is. I mean, sometimes I can't stop it and they come down, right? But I compose myself to the best of my ability. And I fight them. I think salt or calcium buildup, probably salt crystals, I would think. Because when you release tears, you're releasing, unwanted salt from your eyes. All right? Okay. I don't normally do that. I'm getting nervous because this isn't fun. But I'm making myself do it. Where's that little thing? Oh my God. So I use this little thing. It's a little glass. I put my finger in the middle of it. And I dip it into this stuff. Okay? It's on there now. And then I go and I just... So hold on. Try and make sure I get it in there. You really don't need a lot. No, it's in there. And I'll move it around. I got dirt or rock or something in this eye when my son was moving that stuff for me. And then he went and did something, and I was there and doing something, and then poof, it went. I was, oh my God. But it went away fast, so. There. Now you see, it forces tears, right? Can you see how the tears are coming out just on their own? So I figured that's to help to get rid of the salt. That's what I'm thinking. Now, I need to pay attention. Anyway. So again, now we'll do the other side. The bad eye. I try and move it around. I didn't get very much in this one this time, but I'm not double dosing. See how it's steering? Because I already injured it with something flying into it today. This eye always gets beat up. It's only getting whacked. Things flying into it. Water, whatever. Cruddy water. Alright. Dust. Little bits of gravel. Sand. Like sand, right? So yeah, it's like this, right? I don't know if I showed you before. There's lots. It'll last a long time. Yeah. This one I didn't put too much in, but like I said, I'm not overstressing my eyes out right now because I'm working too hard. And I don't have a headache. I'm tired, but when I was doing it 3 times, 2 or 3 times, getting a headache. But that could be anything, right? It doesn't have to be that. But anyway, so turn this back on, and I guess that's the end of this video for now. Okay, next day. It's cold. I'm trying to get motivated here. This is my 4th day in a row. The last 2 days have been hard. Like I said, it looks like I've been drinking out here. Oh, everything all scattered around. It's too cold though. I don't know. I might wait for an hour or 2 yet, other things. So I'm working on it, right? This is what my son moved for me. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, you can see what I'm doing. I took my underlay that I'm going to use for the pond. And then I have another one if I want to. But this one is fabric from a movie set. Sierra brought it to me when I first moved in, people. I have it over here. I used it because I was such a problem with weeds over here. It's underneath in here. Right? Same stuff. There it is. Do you see? It's down there. Because this was all weeds. Couldn't get rid of it. It was disgusting. Oh, swath. Have video of it. Right? And I'm still getting bitched at. Fuck. Anyway. See, I stained it a little bit. The last bottle I had, that jar, had black walnut stain in it. It wasn't as dark though, you can see. I came and I stained it a bit. I'd like it darker, but I'm just going through my old, see, I did the pond. Just going through my old, I tried to prune back that as best as I could. I tried. I'm not very good at that. Right? See, I stained that a bit. I'd like it to be darker, but whatever. I don't have time to be running around doing that just yet. Okay? Yeah, it's cold. And my son sold his car, I think. Right? You can see. And of course, trees are dead, right? Right? People coming in, killing things.
Right? All these trees were dead. Dead. Somebody came in and killed off whoever. Right? You think it was my landlady because she thought it was too bushy? Or do you think it was the stalker that, you know, who's in denial, right? And cleaned up in here. Now you have to remember, I did all this, right? Okay. Oops. Oh boy. So I'm working on it. Another dead tree for whatever reason. Got to get up on this. So as soon as I'm cleared up this little in here, I'll have more room, right? And then I'm going to get into the roof of the rabbit hutch and whatnot and winterize it. Right? So, do you see? Everything all just scattered around. You tripping on shit. Alright. I came in here. Had to take off all those. Everything on the other side. Run this in here. I started to put this down. So this is what I'm going to work on today. Because it was over there for, what, 2 years? Year and a half. Anyway, you can see what I'm doing. So underneath, I'm going to put gravel rocks for drainage. So if I want to spray, everything just goes in here and pulls up in here and drains down, right? And it won't hopefully flood into the pond, right? And then maybe in the spring, we'll see where we're at. And it's like almost done now, right? Like seriously, it's almost done, right? And get up in here because I'm working in the front, right now. This is the area I'm working in, and that down there is almost done. So today is out here, and I have brought smaller gravel rocks in there. I'm debating, but for now it is what it is. And then, of course, we're not surprised. Right, Mickey? She stalks me out here, Mickey, for sure. She stalks me. She can't wait until I'm outside. And then, yes, Pumpkin. I have to work in here, too. I already started. Freaking raccoons. Just tore everything apart in there. Chewed up whatever they could chew up, and it's disgusting. So continue working in there, clear out more, so that when I do the repair on the rabbit hutch, I'm going to try and cut this in half, leave this half for whatever, and hopefully Matilda will be satisfied with that and won't try and chew in. And I'll make sure there's some boxes in there with just cardboard and that kind of stuff, so if she wants to chew and nest, she can nest in there, and hopefully she'll leave this alone. I have to cut it in half though, right? I have to build a wall in there, and you know, so I'll be doing that and that. So I got to get this ready, pull everything out. The city will come. What are you doing? Well, I'm doing repairs. You know, right? Getting rid of this stuff. These rocks I'll just probably put in there for now, right? Because I'm clearing out, right? You see? I was drinking last night. Don't ask me how I was navigating out here. I was, though. Anyway, I don't know, people. It's never enough. Honestly, I should never have had to do this. Seriously. Why? Right? To be with that whip on my back yet to boot. Okay? Just remember, it was nothing but gravel. Sorry. No, first it was like 2.5, 3 inches of sand. Okay? That's what this, from that fence to here, all the way, this whole area, all of it, was 3 inches of sand. And then under the sand were gravel rocks. Okay? Whether it was the big gravel rocks, medium size, or small. That's it. morning glory, traveling 10 inches a night. It was a litter box because of the sand for the cats in the neighborhood, right? It was disgusting. It blew around everywhere. What else was I supposed to do? What do you do with sand? You cover it up. That's what I tried to do. And then they came in and busted up the fucking pipe and then tore everything apart, right? Tore all this all up apart, ripped it all up again, and then I had to lay it down again the second time, okay? As I got the city breathing on my back because I'm not doing it fucking fast enough after they moved everything out. And that's when I said, okay, well, just leave me a hole and I'll put in a big pond. Well, I'm still working on the pond, right? That's what's happening here. Because, you know, I don't know what to do. All dead dirt, right? Wasn't like you could plant a garden on here. And what were you going to do with the sand and the gravel rocks? Right? That's why I have so many buckets of fucking gravel rocks. I got them all over the place. Down there too, over there. But I'm going to end up using some of them in here. Oh, quite a few in here anyway for drainage, right? And I have drainage in there. Right. Yeah. So anyway, maybe I should upload this now, because I don't think I'm coming outside just yet. Give it another hour. Let it warm up. Because once I'm here, I'm pretty much here. And then I guess I'm going to be looking after some children. But when I'm moving heavy shit like this, where am I? Right, that's not light. Right, big ass boulders. See that boulder? I moved that boulder. You see those boulders? Right, I moved them. Not once, not twice, but 3 times. Right, I've got other ones to move. But the real heavy things, I get my son to move. So this is pretty good, actually. I don't know what that was. Seems to still be recording. Yeah, right, Mickey? Yeah. So, I'm kind of trying to make it child safe. I have to paint this step here, right here. I have to paint this because you can't see it, so you don't know there's a lip there. So I gotta do that. I'm trying to make it child safe. That's why I have these rails, plus raccoon proof it, as if I could ever do that, but I'm trying. So I'm gonna muck around with these gates. I don't know, I'm going to have to probably cement something in. See, they'll work on the lights. Right? If I can get these lights going, by the time everything is pretty much all done, that'd be great. Right? And I want to move all this. So I'm using it. I'm going to use it as fast as I can, finish up what I need. And then I'm just going to move it off to the side somewhere. I'm not sure yet where. And clear this all out. Right? Empty out that one. That one's got gravel rocks in it, but it's been sitting in there for so long I have to rinse them off first. Right, so I'll be spraying with water today. Freezing my ass off. Right? But yeah, that's what my yard was. That and sand. Underneath that, it goes down almost 5 feet deep. Have video of me in there digging out the dirt. And then I had big garbage buckets like that, full of sand, 6 or 7 of them. I just started, if I wasn't using it for this, right? After it came time, that hole was dug, because when you have a koi pond, or any kind of fish pond, you want to go down 5 feet, at least 4, so that the fish can go to the bottom and protect themselves, right? From predators like raccoons and that kind of stuff. They also do that in the wintertime. So yeah, in the center of that, 5 feet down, oh, almost 5 feet, not quite, I got tired, is nothing but sand. Sand, sand, sand. And then what that is when the time comes to put the pond in, take this stuff, pull it all back, right? Start taking the sand, put it on the dirt, spread it around, and then lay down your underlay, right? All the way down, and then your pond lining, right? But there's a plastic thing in there that holds the sand. So as you go down to wherever you're going, you just cut the plastic. So anyway, point is it's full of sand. Yeah. So I'm just doing what I can do, right? I know it looks like a mess right now, but trust me, I'm working hard on it.